Terry here, aka Lucrative Soldier. Today I'm doing an oil change, but I know you guys don't want to see that. But I figured while I was under the hood, I would go over something I recently encountered. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had an incident where I was out and about and parked the vehicle, came out to leave, vehicle started up, and a few seconds after starting, it shut off on me. It would not start back up after that, and I had to call a tow truck to have it towed to the house. Once I got it to the house, I kind of did some diagnostics, went through everything, and I was getting all these readings like low voltage, like it was a bad battery, something like that. Um, Problem was, I knew my battery was good. It was a brand new battery, so that wasn't the issue. So after further research, symptoms weren't quite aligning with TC valve failure, but I'm gonna show you guys how you could test that system out to see if that's your problem or not. Okay, so we're gonna start over here. You're gonna go under your hood. You're gonna remove your cover, and you're going to look back here. Back here, there's a plug, and this plug right here, you're going to unplug it. Okay, so um, if your vehicle's not starting, the way it works is it tried to start. I had a whole bunch of lights going across the dash showing errors, and it tried to start over, but it tried to start, but it just wouldn't turn over. Okay, so what happens is you go back here and you'll see this plug. Unplug that plug and try to start the vehicle again. Now, if the vehicle starts, that tells you your TCV valve is bad. Go ahead and plug it back in and have it towed to the dealer. Have the dealer replace it. It is under warranty, and they will replace it free of charge. Now, I will tell you about my experience with this situation. I went to one of my favorite dealers, dropped off the vehicle, and I was quite disappointed. It was a horrible experience. Um, right away, I had it towed in. Next day they called, says, well, we can't do any diagnostics. Your battery's dead. I said, my battery's not dead. It shouldn't be dead. There's absolutely something wrong here. So he said, nope, my tech connected it to the battery machine and it's saying that the battery is no good. I said, okay. So they wanted to charge me 400 and something dollars for a battery replacement. So considering I just purchased this battery, I wasn't going for that. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I'll come pick up the battery, take it back to where I got it from, and have it replaced because it's brand new and still under warranty. I drove all the way out to my dealer, which was a good 45 minutes away, pulled the battery, took it home. Had to wait till the next morning to take it over to the battery shop, which I did, and tried to have it replaced. Well, my battery tech guy tests the battery and he says, dude, the battery is 100% good. Here's a printout just to show you how the battery tested. So I said, okay, I figured. I said, I just bought it. I figured there was nothing wrong with it. So I'm headed back to the dealer to drop off this battery. I'm a little upset now, because I just went through all of this. So on the way back, I happen to pass an AutoZone. So I say, what, might as well take it into AutoZone, have them test it. Also, just to confirm, I have two good test results and it's not just my battery guy trying to get over on me. Okay. So again, same thing at AutoZone. Give me a battery, 100% battery test positive. Battery's perfect. I said, good. Okay, let's go. Get back to the dealer, have to tell them, like, this is ridiculous. I came out here, picked up this battery, whatever. I told him it wasn't the issue. He insisted it was the issue. Here it is, put it back in. You know, I was so upset right now, wasted so much time. He tried to call a tech out to install the battery. Tech told him, he's working on a car right now. It'll be a minute. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll put it back in real quick. Won't take me no time. Just get the car taken care of. When I dropped the vehicle off, I already knew it was the TCV valve, but I did not want to tell them that. Why? Because if there's something else wrong with my vehicle, I would like to know it. Especially considering, it's getting a diagnostic charge. So the diagnostic charge is like 250. Okay. I'm responsible for that if problem they find is not covered under warranty. I wasn't really concerned with that, so I was like, go ahead, take care of it. That is my suggestion to you. Even though your TC valve is bad and you know it because you just did what I told you to do to test it, don't let them know that, okay? Because if there's something else wrong with your vehicle, let them find that out. Be careful what they find, though, because as you can tell, they found a dead battery that was 100% good and tried to charge me $400 and something for it. Okay, so with that said, be careful of your dealers. It's a shame, um, uh, that they want to get you like that. They're trying to nickel and dime you any way they can. Trying to get you to buy a new battery after you just bought a new battery is ridiculous. Okay, one. Two, it took them it took them approximately a week to figure out that my TCV valve was bad. All right. I'm a little frustrated with where we're going with our dealerships. All right. So now this isn't every dealership. Now I'm gonna tell you why it, all dealerships are different. Okay. Now I have a good buddy who has a buddy who is, a tech at one of the Subaru dealers. And when I sent him all the information, the voltage readouts, what I was getting out on the reader, what the vehicle was reading, and whatnot, right away, just over the phone conversation, didn't see my vehicle, didn't touch it, didn't look at it, nothing. He told me, sounds like your TCV valve. Okay. And for me, it took me a minute to accept it because everything I looked up on the TCV valve did not match up with my symptoms. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know. It's kind of sounding like it, but the symptoms don't match. Well, he said, easy check. Unplug the plug. If it starts up, that's the problem. And sure enough, that's what we did. Problem solved. So, thanks to that tech guy, excellent tech guy, helped me out, helped me solve the problem and get it to the dealer. Now, you other tech guys, you need to step it up who are lost in this whole situation and take a week to figure this out. One thing I almost forgot to mention, when they finally did fix the problem, I went to pick up my vehicle and I was headed to meet my wife for lunch. And, that's probably a 30-minute drive. And so, I'm driving and I'm driving. And at some point, I thought I got a glimpse of somebody flashing their high beams at me from behind. So I kept an eye on the vehicle and they never did it again. So, I wasn't really sure what was going on. Um, but as I kept going, sure enough, I started noticing I was getting a warning sign on my dash, and I'm paying attention, and it's saying my vehicle starting to overheat. So now I'm concerned. Um, you know, I pull it over, let it cool down. Um, then once it cools down, I proceed back to my wife's job, which is now probably like 10 minutes away. I get to the job, pop the hood, look in, and right away I already know what the issue is. Something they did when they did the TCV valve, they did not redo properly, and all my coolant had spilled out around the TCV valve area. Um, so I had to call the dealer up. They right away they sent out a tow truck, had it picked up, brought back to the dealership, and took care of it. The tech apparently forgot to reconnect one of the hoses, and that's why all the coolant had leaked out. So again, another one of my concerns with where we're headed these days with these new age techs. Funny thing is, the tow truck driver wasn't surprised. He said, I see it all the time. He was like, we're taking cars from this other lot from, they were going in for oil changes, and the oil, they would get a few blocks before the oil was drained out the vehicle and it had to have it towed back. So, apparently one of their techs at that dealership was not putting on the oil drain bolt properly or whatnot, and it was falling out shortly after the vehicle left the lot. I wanted to get this out to you guys just so you guys know how to check this out and get it to the dealership for replacement, because it is covered. For whatever reason, they're not doing a recall, but it is covered. So, if you want to do your own research, you'll find it. It's out there. Everybody knows about it. I am at 132,000 miles, and it just went out. Now, the dealership told me that it's been replaced before. I looked in my history and I saw PCV valve had been replaced, but not the TCV valve. So I don't know. Maybe he saw something different than I did, but I don't know. I'm just not too confident with the guys I was working with over at my dealership. So, stay on top of things. Check it out. Don't let them get you on unnecessary stuff, you know. And if you want to do your research, at least, like I said, take it down there, let them figure out things that are wrong with it, and let them take care of the TCV valve that is free of charge, no charge at all. Okay. Whatever issues they come up with, it's on you if you want to take that and take care of it yourself or have them do it. But if you have them do it, it's no guarantees that it's a real issue. Could be something they're pulling out there, what, to make some money off of you. All right, so I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, can I get a subscribe, please? And if you guys are into the outdoors, go check out my other channel. It's called Into the Outdoors. I'll have the link up there. Just click on it. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.